Hey, thanks for joining us on Celebrating Act Two with Two Old Guys. Speaking of old guys, Art, are you? I'm sure you did, like I did when you retired. You had to downsize, find ways to cut back, things like that. Am I correct?
Well, more so now. At the very beginning, I didn't, and then realized that it made sense to do so because the income was much more fixed than it was when I was working.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Well, and very few people can retire with more money than they need or as much money to live the same lifestyle that they did before they retired. So it's very
Mm.
common. And with that, Art and I have compiled 8 really good ideas about how to save money in retirement. And we want to pass them along. Let me read the first one because I think this is the most important thing.
Yeah. Mm.
By the way, I did this and it has made a world of difference. Here's the first suggestion: pay off your mortgage.
Oh yeah.
You basically, what you will do is live rent free for the rest of your life. Now, if you live in an apartment, that may not be possible. But if you have a house, find a way to pay it off. Make double mortgage payments. Take some of the money and maybe if you're downsizing your house, buy a cheaper house and pay cash if you could. Things like that.
Yeah.
Get rid of your mortgage.
Yeah. We even know some people who've moved out of state from California where we live, and because the houses cost so much less, they were able to buy the houses for cash and still have some money left over.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
any way you can do that, if it's possible, it's going to be really, really, really
yeah,
to your benefit. Now, a second thing would be to, if you haven't paid off your credit cards, pay your credit cards or find other credit cards that you can replace them with that have a lower interest rate. I know
right.
that in our family, uh, we decided not far unlike during our earning years, uh, we pay our credit cards off. We only have about two or three we use on a regular basis, and they're paid off 100% every month. We
Yeah,
never carry a balance.
yeah, yeah. Look, it's a great idea if you can transfer the balance from one card to another card and save some money, but don't get caught in the trap of doing that back and forth. And you've got to pay it off eventually. Make a plan, figure out how to do it. The interest is now, I think I pay 28% if I didn't pay it off every monthly. I mean,
Mm.
that's ridiculous. So that's a really important one. Number three, here's an idea: omit subscriptions and upgrades you don't really need. Examples: pay TV. Maybe
Yeah.
you don't need Netflix and Hulu and Max and Apple TV. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities there. Also, do you really need designer brand clothing? And do you really need those really expensive sneakers?
Well,
You
John, I know that you do.
Yeah, I do. A
Yeah.
pair of Keds would be fine.
Right.
Also, when I went to get a new phone, I didn't need the new iPhone 27 or whatever the hell it is. I got something like an iPhone 10. I don't know. But it's an older phone. It works just as well. So,
Yeah, I agree with that. As a matter of fact, I buy where I can because actually I find it to be superior quality. Kirkland brand from Costco, and
yeah,
they have generally speaking, if I have a choice of buying Kirkland or something else. But anyway, those are the kind of things that we've done.
yeah.
Also, I
By
think
by the way,
yeah,
Art, I just want to say something
yeah,
about what they call house brands.
mm,
In Costco, Kirkland is the house brand.
right,
Every grocery store, you can buy peas with the grocery store's brand, or you can buy Del Monte, right?
yeah,
And let me tell you the secret behind house brands. If you're a big enough company, you can go to the same people who make the
mm,
brand name product and you can make a deal
sure,
to get it for less and put your name on it. So in most cases, you have to check, but in most cases the house brand will be just as good and probably cheaper.
right.
So don't ignore house brands, whether it's food or clothing or who knows what.
Mm. I think another important thing to do is, and a lot of people really get hung up on this stuff because it's automatically taken out of a credit card someplace, is get rid of services you don't use. For instance, gym memberships.
Oh boy, yeah.
Or to talk a little about what John was talking about before, I know somebody who had 2 or 3 subscriptions to Netflix. They had it, their roommate or boyfriend, girlfriend had it,
Yeah,
and they've long since stopped using all but one of the versions. And
sure.
Netflix doesn't say, well, these people live in the same house, so maybe we should tell them. They don't.
Right.
And you can't blame them for that. But also gym memberships. If you're not going to the gym, cut it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Or if you have a health insurance plan that has a gym membership, it may even be to the same gym. Check that out. But anyway, look at the things that are recurring all the time and
Sure.
find out do you really need it. Or let's say you had, while you were working, you had some storage facilities,
Oh yeah.
which might
Yeah.
cost 95, 100, $150 a month. And it's just sort of automatically taken out of a credit card. You
Yep.
don't pay attention to it. You could save, if you're paying, let's say, an extra Netflix for $90 a month, well, that's like $1,000 a year. So
Sure.
those are things that you could save some money really, really quickly. And don't be surprised if you have 2 or 3 things that you just are not using.
Yeah. Yeah. True. Good advice. And next one is about small habits that we do that are costing us money. I'm thinking of specifically Starbucks.
Mm,
You can make coffee at home for 50 cents a cup. You go to Starbucks, you're paying
yeah.
5.50 or 4.50 or even more. But there's a lot of things like that. Let's see. Don't buy lottery tickets.
Mm.
Um, don't buy bottled water. Is tap water not good enough for you? I don't know. These are just ideas. How about people who buy premium gas because they think it's better, and their car doesn't need it? Most cars will run fine on regular gas. Premium, you're paying the extra money for premium gas. It's not going to help the car. So
Right.
there's things like that.
Also, I'll say that I remember when, as soon as I turned 50, as a matter of fact, even before, because somebody would look at me and say, hey, well, are you senior? We have a senior discount. And I never thought twice about accepting those. I know a lot of people who did because they didn't want to say they were old,
Yeah.
or I would ask for discounts. Sometimes there's a discount on a Tuesday's the bagel store. You get a baker's dozen instead of just
Right.
12. And if you pay attention to it, what difference does it make if you're going to buy that many, unless you're for a specific activity? So I always ask if there's a discount. Uh, Half the time when I'm have zero idea that they even offer such a thing. Like I think I was in Michael's for a craft store, and they saw I was wearing my Marine Corps veterans hat. And they asked if I had served, and I said, well, it was obvious that I did, or it seemed that it was. And they gave me a 10% discount. So there are lots of different things,
Yep.
whether you're a senior, whether you're a former member of the military, whatever it is, or just because it's Tuesday, it's Taco Tuesday.
You know what? Speaking of that, we went to the movies the other night.
Yeah,
My daughter called me up, says, "Do you want to go to the movies? We're going to head out." It was half price Tuesday. Half.
really.
I don't
Nothing
know
to
what
do
the
with
movie
being a
theater.
senior.
Yeah, they certainly had a crowd. Let me tell you that. It was a
Mm,
great movie, and we
mm,
paid half price. And I remember, I think it was Grace used to go to the matinees every Wednesday, a matinee movie because it was half price, or
uh,
it was a senior. So yeah, there's discounts everywhere. You have to ask. You do have to ask. So the last one, and this may not be the most important one, but it's very common, and that is compare credit cards to get a cash back offer. It is very popular now that uh, I think every company has their own credit card, right? So
right.
American Airlines want me to have a credit card. Delta Airlines wants to give me the Delta credit card. They all offer now cash back. So compare them. Don't just take a credit card because you get cash back. Some give you 4% cash back. Some only give you cash back if you buy stuff in their store,
Sure.
and some give you cash back on gas or something like that. Compare them, look at them. The one thing you don't want to do is have too many credit cards. So I think, I don't know technically, but I think there's a limit to the number of credit cards you really want to have. Maybe it's three tops. I only have one, and it's a pretty good pretty good cashback card.
Well,
So
by the way, I think your one is my one. The one I use for most of my purchases is Costco. So, so as a matter of fact, here on the West Coast, uh, if somebody's with a little bit of gray hair takes out a card for a credit card, 99 chances out of 100, it's a Costco card because not only do you get all the credits for everything you do in the store,
right.
okay, and if you spend thousands of dollars on stuff between their gasoline and so on and so forth, you can get back substantial sums of money from. So John is right. Absolutely check them. And let me give you one last one. This is not for everybody, but if let's say you're a senior and we're living longer, healthier lives, so some of us are worried about really running out of money. If you own a home, you may have built up tons of equity, hundreds of thousands of dollars of equity, but you don't want to move and you don't want to sell it because then you got to pay the taxes on it. And you don't want to move anyway. You want to stay where you are. Maybe your mortgage rate, your property taxes are low, whatever it happens to be. I know only a little bit about it, but on a reverse mortgage, basically, you can get a company the same way they buy paid up term life insurance company
Yes.
will take your life insurance and make the premium payments and give you the cash value now,
Yes.
okay? Because they're going to collect it at the end and added some bit of a discount. But anyway, a reverse mortgage, basically, whatever equity you have in the home, as opposed to an equity line where you have to pay every month, they
Yes.
basically get the rights to own your house and liquidate it
Yes.
at the end of your life.
At the end
So,
of your life. Yeah.
but they pay the mortgage, okay? You still pay for your insurances and so on and so forth, but you get the cash value of your home tax free
Yeah.
to work with. And then
Well,
it will get settled up later on. So
yeah.
you have to be careful, but they have become, well, they used to be kind of shaky, but now they're much more reliable and better overseen by the government. So if you are getting near, let's say you're in your 80s or 90s, and you need some more money, and you've got a ton of equity, that's a great way to get a hold of it without having to pay taxes on the income while you're alive. Let the estate take care of it when you're done.
Yeah. And the reverse mortgage, again, not for everybody. You got to
Mhm.
investigate the details. But the wonderful thing about it is not only can you get some cash back based on your equity, but you end up with no mortgage. You end up living in your house
No mortgage payment, yes.
because you've just sold it to somebody, but they don't take it away from you. You have the right to live there until you die. Then they can sell it or do whatever, and they'll make a lot of money on it. We don't have to worry about them. But great idea, reverse mortgage. Yeah,
So
and
anyway,
that's
that's
it.
a couple of things to keep you going. Well, in this day and age where things cost more. One thing we didn't even talk about too much. I want to just circle back. It's something I did about 7 years ago. I had a slab leak in my house, and my current insurer wanted to not renew me, and it was a great company, and they really were great on paying it off, but they didn't want to take you on again because now maybe they'll have more problems. I switched to AAA, which is a nonprofit, and I don't know if it's true all over the country. I think they do provide insurance services, and because I gave them all of my insurance, I got a discount because I belonged to a social club in college. I got a discount because I had a college degree. I got another discount because I was a safe driver. And every year, it even gets better and better. And I have everything, my home and my car,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything bundled in there. And we probably save about $700 a year.
yeah. Bundling. Bundling is a very common whatever marketing technique, and it can save you money if you buy all of the things in a bundle. But you got to want all those things. Don't
In
sell me
any,
a bundle of stuff I don't need.
in any event, we hope that one of these 8 or so hints might just help you stretch your dollars further and get more satisfaction and less agita. So
Yeah, yeah.
pay
And
attention.
if
And if
you
you hear something else where you've saved some money, and you can let us know so we can share with everybody. Please write in and let us know.
For more on Celebrating Act Two, visit our webpage, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and tell your friends. Celebrating Act Two is the user manual for the second half of your life.